If you like the video, please consider supporting JamesCORP on Patreon. Hello everyone, welcome to part 1 of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Enemy in Shadows, the Enemy Within campaign. We're starting this today. We're one player down. J-Wall is ill, so get better soon, J-Wall. See you next
better,
week.
J-Wall. See you soon.
Look, either die or not die. Those are your options.
And if you're going to die, do it quietly.
Be here next week.
So yeah, we're back. We're gonna crack on with playing today, I believe. I think we've got some bit of housekeeping to do beforehand. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. So we're going to go around the table, get people to introduce. I think that's what we're going to do. Is that right, Danny? You want us to introduce our characters? In fact, I'll throw up to Danny. He can talk what he wants us to do, and then we can crack on with it. So, Danny, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you want us to do?
We're gonna start with the Enemy Within, and we're starting with the Heldenhammer contract. The first thing is the intro. I'm gonna do the intro, and after that, I had like a homework for all of you. I think it was the a little bit of history about your characters, so you can introduce your characters and tell me after that the story, your green dark background. If you remember from last when we did character creation. Let's see. So if you guys are ready, let's get into Warhammer.
Warhammer!
Just need a moment to start it. Let's see what it is. There we go. Let me get ready here. Okay, here we go. This is a dark age, a bloody age. An age of demons and of sorcery. It is an age of battle and death and of the world's ending. But amidst all the fire, flame and fury, it is a time too of mighty heroes, of bold deeds and great courage. And as the time of battle draws ever near, the Empire needs heroes like never before. At the heart of the old world sprouts the Empire, the largest and most powerful of the human realms. Known for his engineers, sorcerers, traders and soldiers, it is a land of great rivers, mighty mountains, dark forests and vast cities. And from his throne in Altdorf reigns the Emperor called France, sacred descendants of the founders of these lands, mighty Sigmar, and wielder of his magical Warhammer, Galmarath. But these are far from civilized times. Across the length of the old world, from the mighty palace of Bretonia to icebound Kislev in the far north come rumblings of war. In the towering War-Edge mountains, the Orc tribes are gathering for another assault. Bandits and renegades harry the wild southern lands of the border princes. There are rumors of red things emerging from the sewers and swamps across the land. And from the northern wilderness, there is the ever-present threat of chaos, of demons and beastmen corrupted by the foul powers of the dark gods. And so, as the time of battle draws ever near, the Empire needs heroes like never before. And so, we start a new story today. Let's see. Let's start presenting the characters. Let's start with you, Galfanric. Galfanric.
Would you want to be presented?
Yes. Talk a little bit about your character, and after that, tell me the role that you got last time, your green background, and tell me a story about it.
Green background?
Grim.
So, Grim. Yeah. So yours was 1 second. I think you had like stepfathers or stepfamily.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. His name is Galfanric Shadowsea. He is a up and coming sea elf captain, potentially. Well, that's his goal, to become a sea elf captain. His father, much like his father before him, he is 99 years of age. He is 100 years old this year, according to the calendar. He was born in Loffen, the great seaport in Ulthuan, the high elf continent to the west.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
His family travelled around a lot because of his father's role as being a sea elf captain. They explored many seaports in the old world, and travelled down the River Reek quite a few times. He set up. The family settled down for a bit in Null, where he met the dwarf. StrorBard? Is it StrorBard?
It is StrorBard.
Who tried robbing the elf at a young age. How old is your dwarf, by the way?
He's young. He's only 75.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, he eventually travelled. His father taught him the ways of the Sow, and his mother taught him the way of an elf. She was a mage, a high elf mage, and his father was, like I said, a sea elf captain. So she taught him how to read and write and how to speak the tongue of man. And it was during his father would take him out often on not cruises. Well, I guess they would not cruises, but take him out on the sea with his crew. And it was the ship was, when they were in the Sea of Claws, the ship was attacked by Chaos Raiders, where his father and most of the crew, well, all the crew bar Galfanric, was butchered by the Chaos Marauders. He was left for dead in the ocean, and it was the time in the ocean that basically drove him a little mad. His mother remarried. Oh, before that, I've completely forgot. Galfanric is married. He's married to an elven maiden in Ulthuan, and he's dying to get back there. But currently he's trapped in the old world for some unknown reason. He just can't afford to go back. But yeah, his mother remarried, which is where his stepfather comes into place. But he was already an adult, and when this happened. But for some reason, he is estranged with his family at the moment. He loves them, but there is something gnawing at him.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. Let's go with StrorBard. StrorBard.
So StrorBard grew up in a broken home. His parents had been together for his younger years, but divorced when he was a teen, a dwarf teen. His father left him with his mother and has been in and out of his life since. Used to work in the mines, but during a mine collapse, God, I need to correct that. Oh God, he was caught in it, and so he has a fear of confined spaces after being there for what felt like forever, in a small pocket by himself. So he ended up leaving the mines and leaving the dwarven territory, and in his travels got into league with some thieves. Since he's about hip height, people don't tend to notice him, or coin purses go missing. So they took him in, and they became his second family. He soon became skilled in being a rogue and being a little bit of a muscle, and he tried to mug. God.
Gal Fanric.
Tried to mug Gaul Thenric. Felt kind of. He only had a couple brass pennies, and he was like, "This isn't worth it." So he was like, "Drop the wallet." And they eventually became friends. Anytime that he would be in town, they would hang out and catch up and share rumors. He eventually ran into what is Bohemian's character's name? I keep swapping back and forth between the
Tilmann.
Tilmann in a tavern, and they would sit in the corner and like embellish stories and like judge people that came in, like, that's an adventurer, that guy's a lackey, that guy I don't know what's going on with him. So again, more gossiping. StrorBard's really good at getting the gossip and getting in some details. Routinely, he's been thrown out of the bar several times, though, for fighting. He does have a tab at the bar. Well, not a tab, a debt at the bar. So occasionally you will find him possibly behind the bar serving drinks while drinking. It's a really complicated relationship, okay? StrorBard has had some deep, dark things happen, and he's had a few accidents happen along the way with being a thief. And so he doesn't necessarily like to spread it around, obviously, because thieves are not, but also with the friends he's gotten, they don't know his true trade. They just think he's a bartender or just a gossip whore.
Or drunk dwarf.
or a drunk dwarf. Or a in-debt dwarf. It's so he's got morals. He's it's strength in him. So he doesn't necessarily rob from the poor. He's not a Robin Hood either. He just wants to live.
Definitely. Let's see, Tilmann.
Yes. So I play Tilmann Heffengener. He's former squire. Well, he still believes he's a squire, but he's not serving any noble at the moment. But he was a squire to a young baronet called Waldred von Schaefer. And he was temporarily released from service by the baronet's father, Baron von Schaefer, after a mountain hunt that it didn't go pretty as expected. They were ambushed by an ogre, and he killed a couple of the other people who are with us, hurt the baronet, killed my horse, ate my horse, and that's when we took the cue and we left in a hurry, bringing back the young baronet to his father, and that's when they decided to release me from the service. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not guilty. I didn't choose to go there, and anyway, I was the one to blame. But so now he's into adventure and trying to actually either wait for the baronet to feel better and to call him back, or find somebody else to be a squire until he can actually join a real order of knights somewhere in the empire. But as a result of this, he has a strong animosity towards ogres now, because he lost both his job, his passion, and his horse, and that's something important for a squire. He is the son of a merchant from Karlberg, and both his father and mother work in the business. His two elder brother also work with the father, and one of the sister helps the mother with the store, and the youngest sister is actually serving in a temple of Shalia. So he is like the black sheep of the family, because he's not helping the family with the business. So he doesn't talk much with his brother, or they don't want to talk to him. I'm fine talking to anyone, but you know, all the family is important. But if they don't like me the way I am, trying to become someone or something, then that's on them, not on me. But hopefully becoming a knight will be something that will at some point will help the family to accept him again, and that's his goal.
Perfect. Let's see. Chrundle.
Hey, I'm Fishy, and I am playing Chrundle Vermhett, who is a prowler, although he doesn't really view himself as much. He views it more as kind of taking back things that are probably owed to him or to other people. He's from a family of Vermhetts. They are a splinter of a disgraced noble house that was run out of Nuln more than 200 years ago, and they've been living kind of in this estate in the swamps in the Northern Reich since then. So he's got this massive kind of like weird, slightly inbred, more than slightly inbred family that has kind of grown into a bunch of like slightly weird traditions. It's kind of against tradition to drink alcohol. Their tradition is more milk and maybe fermented milk beverages. He's a sucker for a nice yogurt. But that has led him to have an unpleasant odor, as he kind of constantly has a light milky smell to him. So at first it's not too bad, but it really starts kind of getting on everyone's nerves. So he kind of like grew up with the mindset of the nobles that ran us out were the ones that were always wrong, and the Vermhetts will kind of like rise again at some point. And so it's kind of tradition as well that at a certain age, the men go out and bring something of value back. And he's going to know when he sees it. He left when he was 18. He is 32 now, and he has yet to see it. There were a couple times he was close, but then that wasn't it. That wasn't it. He like got dashed out of a deal, or he decided it was much better to, drink his woes than go back home. So his childhood kind of like fostered his thievery a little bit on trips into the city that they would end up taking. He's kind of got a pet rat that still lives at home. and he's had a penchant for.
Would he be dead by now?
Wouldn't it be dead by now? No, of course not, James.
Wouldn't this pet rat be like long gone?
No, James, I'm sure it's still there. I'm sure that the rat is not dead.
They don't live very long, you know.
You also had like a very traumatic event happen to you?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, we were playing hide and go seek at a family gathering. And my sister Ella, she decided to hide in the basement where my Uncle Jerry's kept his breeding operation. And well, there was a loud crash, and there was a great deal of squeaking and screaming, and I'll never forget the way they hauled her up, and they're just like bashing the rats off her as she just clung to her. And one of them ran off with one of her eyes, the bit part of her throat open, and it's kind of left me a bit kind of scarred. She's got like a nice replacement wooden eyeball though, but it just needs to be swapped out as it gets rotten from the moisture in the socket and whatnot. I guess the main reason why I'm out in the world is to find whatever I'm going to find, and if I come back empty-handed, I'm going to get married off, and that's the last thing I want.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the adventure started. 1 second. Let me take away this.
There's a train.
Is there?
A train?
What train?
Maybe it was like a wagon.
Second, and there we go. You guys have been traveling for what it seems to be months. After what it feels like months, your boat eventually reaches Nuln. And Nuln is a big city. It used to be the old capital before it moved to Altdorf. So it's a huge city. A lot of people live there. And you guys been traveling in this very shady boat. And just because you've been in the water for a while now, you're kind of feeling a little bit frozen and soaked. During the course of the journey, you have been meeting with the crew and speaking with each other. And I will say that you guys arrived late afternoon, almost by sundown by now. I want you all are ready to start with a roll, and I want you to all do an endurance test plus 20. If you don't remember let's see. Let me move it to the map. Here we go.
No, it's,
There we go. If you guys remember, click on your tokens, and the B should stand for basic skills.
mm-hmm.
When I say plus 20, just enter 20. When I say minus, then you have to write the minus.
Do I get any bonus because I'm a seaman?
I will give you an extra plus 10. Sure.
I passed. Marginal success.
I didn't.
I got just a normal success.
Yes. So let's see. Tilmann, I guess it's your clothes, but it starts to feel very, very, very cold. At least now cold. when you arrived. With the boat arriving in this dark channel with a lot of boats around, and the captain, Rudolph, which has been your captain for a while, comes close to you and he's like, well, we're almost here, boys. I hope you enjoy your travel, he says.
Much appreciated. I'm ready to get off this thing.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Well,
I'm mopping the deck with my mop and bucket.
No offense to you, of course, Captain.
No, none taken. I understand you. You don't got sea legs. It's okay. Except for you, Master Dwarf. Thank you for your help, he says. Actually, Godfandrick, do me a sail plus 40. I just want to see how well you had helped in the boat.
Is Sawe
Is the G stand for group
plus
and
plus
advanced
what?
skill. 40. So it's an easy test.
Oh god.
So you roll a 99. So the captain is like, even if I'm some type of skeptical if you are really a seaman as you say to be. But it's okay. It's okay. You elves are weird like that.
Am I muted? No. I'll be like, how dare you? I'm not a seaman. I'm a sea elf.
Yes, a sea elf, of course. Well, I have to start. We'll be docking soon, so I have to get things going. But it should not be long, he says. And the captain moves into the corner and start to throw the ropes and steer the ship into it. So what you guys are doing now? As this is happening.
Gathering up my things, looking to Tilmann and Gall. Gall is trying to mop the deck, I think.
It looks horrible, by the way, the mopping.
Yeah, that's why he's pushing just the mud and dirt around. It's not very good.
Just empty out the bucket.
And
are you a seaman? Excuse me. Are you any of you seamen? Do you know what you're supposed to do in the sail? Because you all look a bit green to me.
No, that would be me, the green one.
After gathering things, I will stand at the rail and basically be like white knuckle clutching the rail and be like, I'm so ready to get off this damn boat. And like shout back again, no offense.
What about you, Fish? Let's see. Chrundle.
Chrundle is probably he's packing up his stuff as well. He's probably been holding off the urge to kind of nick stuff off of any of the crew, considering that he's been stuck on this ship and knowing full well what it's going to cost him if he gets caught. So he's probably, kind of like worked through it by stealing some stupid odds and ends just to kind of get through the shake. So he's got like a little piece of rope and, I don't know what else. Maybe like
one of those hooks.
Oh yeah, like a hook. You never know. Like a foot of rope and a hook might come in handy at some point, right? No one's gonna miss this. He says to Clay, what's your character's name? Because I suspect I'm gonna probably be like packing up as you're packing up.
StrorBard.
StrorBard, no one's gonna miss this, right? Like,
I don't think so. I don't think it will at all.
I'm gonna be so happy to get off this ship.
Damn right. No offense.
No offense.
It don't take you guys long. Just a couple of more minutes, and the pilots bring the boat alongside Yeti. The crewman start to throw ropes to the waiting dockers, and the ropes are latched around a massive wooden uprights. And the boat is kind of like pulled in it. The gangplank kind of is lowered, and timber cranes swings across the decks to unload the cargo. On your way down, or on your way on the way that you guys are going down the boat, the captain gets close to you and he's like, "Well, it should not be long. Now is of course customs, big city. So we just have to wait for the custom officer to arrive and prepare for declaration and stuff like that." He says,
Can we go down?
No. Too bad. Law requires you to stay on the boat until the custom officer have finished his.
It's freaking cold here.
I don't really recognize this law very much. Whose law is this again?
Well, it's formalities, pretty much.
Formalities. I mean, come on. I mean, formalities are formalities. Just sign our names on things and whatever, and come on, everyone.
Wait a minute. I also want you guys to be careful. There are many criminal elements that operate on the waterfront, and they prey on the weak. So be careful, okay? He says.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for the advice.
Yes. As you guys are moving down the boat, older man comes up and he immediately looks at all of you and he's like, "Oh, hello, welcome to Narn. Welcome, I see you wanna go inside the city, I'm guessing." He says,
Yes,
Whatever, to just come out of the boat. Yeah.
Yes,
Is this one of the weak that I can prey on?
He's weak and old.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
Just something the captain said.
Oh, okay. Well, it don't be long. I just have to take formalities. And he kind of like brings out a scroll, and you see as he opened the scroll kind of falls down and keeps rolling with a lot of shit.
Oh no. Can we calm down while you check everything? Because it's cold. I need to change, warm fire,
no,
beer.
It's not our ship. It's his. You gotta go talk to him. He's got our names. It'll be everything. Yeah.
We're just passengers. We're coming
I understand, but I still have to keep records for the city. I'm sorry. I have to do this. And he kind of like goes to you, Chrundle, and he eyes you up and down, and he looks at you. "Well, let me see." And as he's writing with a paper, and he's like, "Are you here for business or pleasure?"
I mean, what happens when you mix both? Pleasure.
Okay. And he kind of like puts like a mark, and he turns to you, StrorBard, and he says, "Oh, I love your hat, Mr. Dwarf." And same question: are you here for business or pleasure?
Pleasure.
Pleasure, yes, of course. Our city is great with pleasures. And he kind of like writes down, and he goes to Tilmann, and he's like, "Same question, boy."
Yes. I just want to visit the city.
Oh, a visiting passenger.
Yes.
How good. Great stuff.
They told me it was a beautiful city, so I want to see it.
Oh, yes, beautiful. We got the engineers, the what's the name? The Imperial School of Gunnery and Engineer here. So it's a lot of fantastic things here.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'll visit that. Yeah.
And he turns to you, Galthandric, and he said, "Oh, dwarf! Yes, we get your kind here, but not so often. Are you well? Are you here for business or pleasure?"
I'm here to see my kin.
Okay, and is it business or pleasure? I'm sorry, I didn't understood.
He rolls. I roll my eyes and I'm like, I'm here to see my family.
Okay, pleasure. Okay, and he kind of like marks. He's like, hey, it's just gonna be a little bit longer. I have to check with the rest of the passengers. And he kind of like goes away and starts to, open up boxes and ask the same questions to other passengers and stuff like that.
Did he arrive with any guards or anything?
I will say that there is a couple of town watch. They are not on the boat, but they are just under. So
I'm going to approach him. I'm going to approach the old man and go, look. I'm going to hand him a silver and go, look, can you speed this up a bit, please?
You give him the silver coin?
Yeah.
He takes the silver coin and he puts it in his pocket and he's like, yes, I'll be fast enough. And he goes back and takes the coin and starts to writing and filling the form that you see that is very long, and he's checking into the checklist.
Gal, do you want me to go get your coin back?
You do that.
I'm sure he'll be soon.
I'm
going to be like, it doesn't really matter to me how long it takes, because it will just be an instant for me. But for you lot, it could be like years.
Yeah, I'm just told.
That is some elf. That is some elf privilege bullshit right there. I'll tell you what. Just seconds to you, but like years to us.
Well, it's true, is it not?
You don't have to rub it in her face.
It takes a while, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and it's getting darker. The checklist is not getting shorter, we will say. And
look,
after a while, I want you all again to do me an endurance roll. Those who passed last test get a +20. If you fail last time, you only get a +10.
Oh, good. What did I hit? Oh,
That'll
no.
be me.
No, I rolled a 98.
Success!
Yeah, I succeeded.
No, failure!
So, Tilmann, as the time passes, it's perhaps that you're wet or
Yeah,
it's
I
getting
need to
colder
change. I need to
and
change
colder.
my clothes. I need a fire. and a
1
beer.
second. Let me see. Fishy, you fail. And last one was StrorBard.
I failed.
You humans and your bureaucracy.
It don't take long. He comes back after 1 hour, even dark now. After he talks with everybody, he turns back and he's like, "Well, we're almost done. Let's see any declaration, anything you want to declare."
Yes,
I'm cold.
We need food and a place to sleep.
Do you have any matches? I don't want to spend my own damn matches to just keep warm while you go around this damn ship.
Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. I just have to.
How are you not cold? How are you not cold, old man?
So, I guess I'm used to it. Any declaration? I see you gentlemen over there. You have a weapon? And he looks at you, Tilmann.
Oh, I'm the gentleman? Yeah, of course. Yes, I have a sword.
Oh, I see. Well, and he kind of writes down something. And he looks at you, Chrundle, and he says, and you, gentlemen, is that a crowbar in your hand?
No.
No, I mean, definitely not the outline of a crowbar in my,
It's a walking
sack.
stick. It's a
I don't know
walking
what
stick.
you're talking about.
Okay.
He's just happy to see you.
I have very, very smartly packed my bag
Okay.
and placed my dagger in my boot. I didn't say that aloud. old man.
It's like daggers is okay. It's no big problem. No big problem. He says. It's like okay, and he writes down a little bit more. And he said, "Well, last part. It's time to pay taxes. So, as you guys getting in the city, let's see. Since you're here, some of you in business, and some of you in pleasure, it will be 6 brass pennies." 6 brass pennies and an extra 6 brass pennies for you, Mr. Elf. You know, the elf tax that we have here in the city.
Sorry?
One brass penny for each of us? Is that what you
I'm
meant?
pretty sure that he's already paid you.
Yeah, he paid for us.
No pay for us. No. It's 6 brass pennies.
Yeah, that silver was our
payment, yeah.
Yeah, was our
It's
payment.
collective payment, you know?
Yeah.
A payment to me? Are you
Yeah.
sure? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't remember that, he says.
Can we try to...
I'll look over at Chrundle and nod about getting the silver back.
You guys maybe roll a charm.
Can I haggle or...
Yeah, you guys can haggle. Sure.
Haggle
He looks
is
very
basic?
he looks very strict. So
So who's good at haggling?
I would say that is a plus 20.
Can I take advantage of them distracting him, trying to haggle him to, like, lift the silver back off him?
Let's see. That would be an opposed perception roll against.
He is distracted though, so maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a bonus, but you are trying to steal. So I would say that you do me an dexterity roll, I would say.
Okay.
Galtharic, you have a good haggle?
You get a plus 30.
My haggle's 35.
You have 35. I have 30.
Impressive success!
You took
So-
everything.
So since you are talking, the rest are kind of talking with him and stuff like
Haggling.
that. You managed to get out not only 1 silver, but a total of 4 silver shillings out of his purse.
Damn.
You're the man.
He don't notice, but he still turns to all of you and he said, "Well, you all have to pay. I'm sorry. So it will be 6 brass pennies to
So
get
I
inside
try-
the city,
I'll
and
try to-
it will
to
be
haggle then.
another 6 for the elf. So a total of a shilling for you, Master Elf."
I'm gonna be like, what? Why am I paying extra for being an elf?
Oh well, I don't know.
I just...
Don't look at me.
Danny, I just passed
It's
the
a damn
haggle
ability.
test.
He looks at you. Okay. You don't look like a rich bunch. 4 brass pennies each, he says.
That'll do.
And the elves still have to pay the 6 brass pennies. It's the elf tax. I'm sorry. It's a pointy ear tax.
What if I refuse to pay this tax?
Well, you will not be able to get into the city. I'm sorry, he says.
Well, I could just wait here until you die and then go into the city.
Here. And I give him 3 of the silver shillings.
No,
Okay.
no.
Thank you. I'll give him a silver shilling. Is that enough?
He turns and Chrundle, you give him 3 silver shillings, and he's like, "Whoa!"
No.
Oh,
I give him 1 silver shilling.
Yeah, but that's for you.
Yeah, that's just for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would cover just James.
Yeah.
So
1 silver
I have
shilling, yeah.
I have enough to just basically pay for us with the money I took off him.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so that will be a total of 1 silver shilling. Chrundle,
For us.
you only need to give him 1 silver shilling for the 3 of the 3 of you.
Okay,
One for
so
us?
2
How much
total?
is it in total?
Yeah, total.
2.
Two.
Okay, so I flick him 2 of the shillings. And this
He,
say, can we finally get out of here?
He takes the 2 silver shillings. He's like, yes, of course. If you don't have anything else to declare, he says.
No, we're just cold and hungry and tired and thirsty.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Alice Clar. Custom officers, Alice
I'm going to pull
Clar.
up. Has he got any... shit, I've got no paper. What's his name? Sorry, can you repeat his name?
Alice Clar.
It's on
the map.
It's on roll
on
20.
his token.
I think you can see it on his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so 2 silver shillings for you, Chrundle. There we go.
No, yeah.
And he says, like, you should all be very careful. There seems to be a couple of criminal gangs that are causing trouble with citizens and each other with territorial wars. He says, so be careful. He says, and he kind of like points down to you to get off the boat.
He said there's a war
yes.
going on.
Gang war.
What's
Yeah,
the name
a
of the
war,
ship
a
we
war.
arrived on?
The name of the ship is called, let's see, the Blueberry.
The blueberry.
Definitely. The Blueberry. And as you guys are walking down the plank, now it's a lot darker. The wooden plank is kind of slick from water sprays, and it kind of squeak as you guys are going down. Ahead, you can see a few lights in the city, and it kind of like, it seems to be inviting you. But you're probably gonna need to find a place to stay soon, as the coldness get worse and worse as you as the time is passing. I also want you all to do an easy agility or dodge test. So that will be a plus 40 as you walk down the plank.
Is that athletics?
So agility, either agility or dodge.
Okay.
I will roll a dodge.
Dodge plus 40.
Do I have to put the
Okay,
plus,
here I
or do I just put 40 in?
Yeah,
Oh,
just put
40.
40.
Easy. Astounding success.
Oh, the 3. I needed an 80.
I rolled a 99.
Oh no!
I don't know. Did you roll?
That's
Dude,
two
dude,
99s back to back.
You banged in each other.
Yeah.
So as you guys are, like walking down the plank, you kind of like stumble with each other, and both of you kind of slips since the plank is kind of like, a little bit icy and
Wet.
And I was
Slippery.
cold.
No.
And as you guys, like goes down, you guys slip and land face first into a large puddle of mud, dirty water, and who knows what else. Immediately, everybody around is like, and they start to laugh.
This is
Is
why.
there is there any way? Is there any way we can help them?
No.
How high is it?
No,
No,
all
I
the
mean,
99.
to come out.
No.
I mean,
No way to help them as they fall. They just slip and fall.
Into,
going
like,
down.
mud.
not the falling part, but to help them come out of there.
Oh, yeah, sure. After they fall, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Let me see. Clater, there we go. Sorry, I'm just keeping track to something. The time now is late night. It's like perhaps 10, 11 as you guys fall down. I want all of you wants to do me endurance roll again. Just endurance roll, no modifiers. StrorBard and Chrundle, you get a -10.
And I'm not improving.
So what are we rolling? Sorry.
Endurance.
Ooh, fumbling failure.
No, but is it just a straight endurance, Randall?
Yeah, straight for
Just
Yeah.
for endurance.
Marginal success.
Astounding failure.
God damn.
Welcome
Okay.
to the club. I only have an
Chrundle.
impressive failure.
Chrundle, describe to me the coldness that is going through you.
So the mud that I fell on has really just kind of caked itself in and around my leather jerkin and everything, and all that kind of like moisture has gotten itself up in and underneath, and it just feels like it's slowly kind of sucking my like core temperature away, and I'm starting to kind of get the shivers, but I don't really want to admit talking about it. I just want here's your damn shilling back, and I got another one. Let's go get warm somewhere.
Is there any? Yeah. Is there any
Gotta be some
taverns?
whorehouse or something there.
Is there?
Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. Is there any taverns along the shoreline at all?
So you tried the inns along the waterfront, but they are full. They seem to not take more people since they are, packed. Any other stay, there is a couple of places, but they look a little bit overpriced. Maybe not in your category. And as you guys are
I'm
tired,
looking for underpriced, yeah.
and tired and groggy, and you begin to even despair finding a bed for the night. As you turn,
Can't we find a place where first there is a chimney and we get a little hotter and then we can look for something else? Or
At this
there's
point,
no way?
I'm contemplating setting some trash on fire. I got matches and a candle.
Or
I'm gonna be-
a ship maybe a ship. We'll burn
Like
a ship.
Well, if we
anything, realistically.
but if we burn a ship,
need to get warm
we'll be in
soon.
worse shit than we are.
But we'll be hot.
as you try to get yourself inside these taverns, but you guys get rejected pretty much.
In
And
fact,
as you pass the last tavern or inn in the waterfront, middle-aged man kind of like approach. He kind of like with black hair and a little bit gray, old man. He comes to you and he's like, "Hello, I hear you are looking for a place to stay."
We are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Warm.
what have I got to
warm
do?
place.
What I got to do? I will as long as it's warm, I will.
Well, if you're willing to give me a couple of brass pennies, I know a good place where you can stay. He says, and
Okay.
he's kind of like have like a wastelander accent to it.
We can give you a couple pennies once we get there. No problem. Get us
Oh,
someplace.
oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I got a nice warm room somewhere, and it's kind of dry and clean. He says, "This way." He says, and he kind of like introduces himself. He says, "My name is Grolsch. I'm a docker here, and I generally find people like you, like in this situation." He says, "This way."
What's this place like, Grosh?
Oh, it's just about around the corner. It's a great place to stay.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I don't trust this guy.
No, not where is it? What's it like?
Oh, warm and cozy, he says. You
Warm
can.
and cozy is good.
Do they have any milk? Can I get a glass of milk?
Yeah, sure. Do me an intuition roll, James.
Intuition.
It's basic.
It's also a basic skill.
Okay, I was just keeping my eyes open. Okay. Am I just rolling? Oh, hang on, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah, just a base one.
Okay, I've got 50% chance. No, I failed. I rolled an 81.
He looks a little bit suspicious, but he's like, yeah, but don't worry. I know the best place. Like this way.
Then
You want to follow? No.
Is he dressed like a docker?
I'm
Shit.
guessing yes. I don't know really how a docker would be dressed, but sure. He got this, like dirt. His clothes is a little bit dirty, and like it could be. Yeah, sure.
But he doesn't look like having a weapon or something. Or
He don't have any weapon of him.
Yeah.
He looks at you back and forth, God Foundrick, and he kind of like see that you kind of like mistrust him, and he's trying to reassure you somehow.
It's my
But-
spider sense tingling.
But
That's
you
all.
you do get a bad feeling about him.
Okay.
Well, Grosh is your name, right? Well, what's this place called?
Who, like, is it like, we're not all like, so he's walking ahead, yeah? How
So
are we
you guys are in like what it seems like a waterfront, like it's the canal and the channel, and you guys are in the street, pretty much a long street.
I mean, is he walking ahead? Because he's leading us there, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
he's like, yeah, this way.
who's behind? Who's directly behind him? And then who's,
I can be directly behind him.
I want to keep step with him.
Who's got a weapon? Who do I know that's got a weapon? I'm gonna
I've
put
got a
my.
dagger in my
I'll
boot.
probably, when he's too busy like talking, I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder, Tilmann, and go. I'm gonna put my hand on my dagger and go, and just point around. Just be aware.
Okay.
He takes you guys. You guys keep following him, I guess. He goes through what it seems like a small, like what's the name? Back alleys, and you start immediately to see that the buildings around are losing quality, like they becoming more shamble and a little bit.
So we're heading to the slums.
broken. Yeah, kind of. I said this way, and he said, I know a shortcut. We're almost around the corner. He says, this way, follow me.
Danny, as one of my traits is to be intuitive.
Yep.
What does that? How does
So
that?
it's not
reflect
your
on-
trait; it's your personality, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah. So how
Yeah.
does that affect my character?
That's up to you.
Okay.
I would like to roll stealth urban.
Okay.
What
What are you trying to do,
Just
Clayton?
like I'm gonna fade to the back of the group and kind of just trail, like maybe like 20 feet behind them,
Okay.
and just kind of like keep an eye
Grosh
out.
kind of starts like, "Oh, you over there! Don't be too far away. Come." He says.
No, he noticed me. Damn it! I didn't even get the roll.
Can I try to use?
Tiny dwarf legs?
Can I try to use my intuition to see where he's leading us? If it makes sense to be going on those.
Sure.
What should I roll?
Roll intuition.
Intuition. Do you have any modifier?
Nope.
Could I try to gossip with him just generally and maybe kind of create a situation where we're talking about something that he says something that seems out of place that then could trigger their intuition or my intuition?
I have
Sure.
1 success level.
As you let's see, 1 second. Let me first do with Tilmann. Tilmann, as you guys walk more, you guys start to feel, like the place is getting like really shanty town. It's like run down and broken and stuff like that. Chrundle, the docker, the Grolsch, he's kind of like, oh, we're almost there. I promise you, just around the corner. But
Yeah.
You've been saying that for like 5 blocks, man.
Yeah.
yeah. But I promise, it's just around the corner. He says.
All right.
I put my hand on my sword. Just
I'm kind of done wandering just nonsensically through the city at this point. I'm feeling like this is like, and I'm kind of turning to the rest of them. Like, I mean, we can keep following this Yahoo, but I mean, what's our best case scenario that he leads us to some sort of like crack den or something? I don't know.
Look at the good side. I'm warmer now because we've been walking.
Well, yeah, I'm warmer because we've been walking, but that's like, I don't think we're walking in any particular direction. I mean, like, look, that's a building right there that's like run down to crap. Why don't we just kick in the door of that building and sleep in there?
Because there might be someone in there not very happy with us.
Well, we could knock. I'm just saying.
He's like, no, don't worry. I promise you. It's just around this corner. I promise.
What's the name of the inn we're going to?
Yeah, I asked you that earlier and you didn't tell me.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I didn't know. Does it matter? He says.
Yes.
It does, yes.
If you're leading us to fucking nowhere and to leave us and take all our stuff, then I'd like to know.
If you just wanted us to go to like your like rape dungeon or something, like it could be more forthwith or whatever.
It's called the northern corner. It's just around the corner. The northern corner.
The northern corner is just around the corner.
Yes.
Around the corner. All right.
So Gross leads you down to a dark, winding alley, and at last he kind of like reaches a door, and he turns to you, and this alley looks really, really shady, and he's like, "Here we are," he says, and as he says that, he quick as a flash, he kind of like pulls the door open. He leaps inside and throws the bolt behind him. Suddenly, you become aware that you are not alone. And a voice says, right. And let's take a break and see what was the voice once we return from the break.
All right.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back with part 2 shortly, so don't touch that dial. Ladies and gents of the board. What do I need to do?
I touched it.